Hey everyone, can you hear me out? Can you just quickly confirm if you can hear me so that we can get started? Just quickly confirm if you can hear me. Just quickly confirm if you can hear me. I think yes. Oh, perfect. Looks like you can hear me. That is amazing. Let's wait for people to join in and then we can get started. Waiting for people to join in and then we can definitely get started on to this. 17 watching. Let's wait till everyone comes in. Okay, till that I'll just get started. Today was Kodagan. Okay, that's nice. Abhi Kodagan chal raha hai kya? Is Kodagan running now? That is the reason of less participants. Three left videos. Yeah, it will come tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'm making that. इतने काम कैसे करूँ अकेले? How will I do so many of work? I'm making that. It'll come in today. Probably दो videos हो गए बाकी चार पांच बचे record. I'll record today. 7 to 11 is the timing for Kodakan today. Yeah, I understand. I understand that is the reason. We have less number of participants. Nothing. Okay, cool. We'll get started. I will quickly share my screen across and give a small introduction of myself. So I think my screen is visible. So for everyone new out here, my name is Raj Vikramaditya. I'm known as a striver in the programming community. I'm a competitive programmer and I'm a candidate master at Code Forces, also a 6-star at CodeChef. I'm currently working as a software engineer and I've been teaching from the past couple of years. Yes, that is when I'm teaching from. I also run a YouTube channel which has around 1 lakh plus subscribers where I do teach data structure algorithms. You can definitely check it out. It goes by the name Take You Forward. The subjects that I primarily take are competitive programming, data structure algorithms, C++, as well as interview preparation. Now, you can use my code, that is Striver, in order to get a free sample Relevel test paper. So, what is Relevel? Relevel is basically one of the hiring test platforms. Now, a lot of times, what happens is candidates do miss out on great opportunities due to multiple reasons. It might be you don't have a good network, a good amount of seniors working on the top product based companies or all these companies. A lot of times it might happen that you're applying to these portals and you're not hearing back from them. Then there might be multiple reasons why you are not getting an interview call or you're not getting shortlisted and all these companies. So this is where Relevel jumps in, and it is India's first test hiring platform. And yeah, it's absolutely by Unacademy, which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs. Now you can get a job basis on the basis of your skills and talent. Degrees are not needed. And how many companies are there listed on Relevel platform? There are over 50 plus companies that are listed on their platform, which includes India's top startups and unicorns like urban companies, Zoomcar, Cred, WebEngage, CureFit, 1MG, Upgrad, Super, Grow, Coordination, and many more. Now there are 1,000 plus job openings, including business development, front-end development, back-end development, and jobs ranging worth 10 LPA, 15 LPA, 20 LPA, 25 LPA. All kind of jobs are available on their portal. Now, once you give the test, you will get a relevant score, which will help you to apply to all these companies on their portal, and you can land your dream job in around 15 days. Okay, and you can give tests which are like business development test, front-end development test, back-end development test, and other tests. Now, what you need to do is you just need to book a slot whenever you want to give the relevant test. So slots are limited, so I will definitely suggest you that you should definitely book it very fast. And the last thing that I will tell you is just in case just yeah, you can create your video resume once you have the test. And what are you waiting for? Please make sure you register for Relevel as possible. Now, what is unicorn? कुछ वैल्यूएशन होता है, उस वैल्यूएशन को क्रॉस करने से यूनिकॉर्न बोलते हैं इंडिया में. I'm not sure about that. But Telegram group पे अगर if you haven't joined it, the link is in the description. You can definitely join it. And yes, right, If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe to it. If you have not liked the stream, पहले तो like कर दो, पहले तो like कर दो, like कर दो, like कर दो, फटाफट like कर दो, ठीक है, like कर दो एंड घंटी बजा देना जो भी है, एंड इसके साथ शुरू करते हैं. So I'll just stop sharing the screen, and I'll add up the interviewee for today. Sorry, interview, whatever it is. I'll add the candidate for the session. Hey, Yash. Hi, Yash.
Hi, Trevor. Hi.
Hi. So yeah, Yash is there with us today. He will be interviewing with us. I'll be giving him a DS algo, like data structure algorithmic question, and he'll be solving it on the live stream. It will be around 45 to 55 minutes of a round. So before getting started, Yash, would you quickly like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Yash, and I'm from fourth year Computer Science Department of VIT Pune. And my interest lies in Android and Flutter development, and I'm very passionate about problem solving and data structures. And yeah, looking forward to giving this mock interview.
Okay, cool. So Yash, all the best for this interview, and I'll just quickly tell you about how will this go. So I will be sharing a Google Doc link on an email ID. So let me share that to you quickly. Just a minute. I'll just add you up. That's Yash Gmail. I've given you editor access. So can you check your email ID? There should be email popping out there.
Yeah, I got the mail.
Okay, so you can just open it. Till then, I'll just post it to the viewers as well. I'll ask someone to just link this comment. Okay, so that the viewers can also see the question. Okay, so let me now share my screen so that you guys can actually see this stuff. Let me share my screen completely. So now the screen is shared. Uh, I think the screen is shared. So I'll just quickly run through the question. I'll just quickly run through the question. So let me zoom this in. Okay, so the question basically states, given an array of strings. Okay, Yash, you've been given an array of strings. Okay,
Yes.
and there is a word which is called predecessor. Okay, only if word one can be converted to word two. Like if you can convert word one to word two, okay, then you call this as a predecessor. Now what does conversion means? You can only insert a single character anywhere in word 1 to convert it into word 2, then it becomes a predecessor. For an example, if I give you this a b b a as a string of array of words, then I can say if this is word 1, this a is word 1, then ba is word 2, and A is the predecessor of BA. Why? Because I just have inserted B and I've converted A to BA, correct? So that
Okay.
is how you can call it as A is the predecessor of BA. Then what I've done is in BA, I have inserted D. So BA is the predecessor of BDA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Then in BDA, if I insert something like C, I'll get BDCA, correct?
Yes.
So this is the longest sequence of predecessors that I can form. This is the longest sequence of predecessors that I can form. So I want you to tell me, if I give you an array of words, I want you to tell me what is the longest sequence that you can form for me. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just in case you have any doubt related to the question, feel free to ask.
Okay, so we are only inserting a single character. We cannot delete to make go forward, right?
No, you cannot.
Okay, so we are just inserting. My initial brute force approach I am thinking of is using a map. So the key of the map will be string, and the value will be vector of strings. So uh, let's say we are iterating over the words array and we are over a. and we do not have a in our map, so we put it. And for no, for each element, let's say a, we will iterate over all the other elements, and we will see if our array of I and array of j differ only by one. Means,
Okay.
is array of I the predecessor of array of j? If that
Okay.
is so, I will insert it in the vector of our map
Okay.
at that particular key value.
Okay.
And yeah, it will be n square solution, and I think the space complexity will be also linear in that case.
Okay. Are you sure it will be n square?
uh, no, actually, for each I and j, we are also checking if they are predecessor of each another. So that will take another big O of let's say maximum size of the string that is present in the array.
Okay. So I think you should take some time. You should take some time. Once you're comfortable, once you're sure about the time complexity, sure about your solution, then we can definitely discuss. We have a lot of time.
Yeah. While I'm so somehow it reminds me of a graph. Means, when we are going from one state to another, we are forming a directed edge between the predecessor and the next. So if we can make a graph using all the elements, then our longest chain will be I'm thinking on that line.
Okay.
Yeah, so each of them will form a connected component, and we need to just return the connected component which has maximum elements.
Okay.
B, C, A. Actually, returning the size of the connected component won't do, because as you can see here, let's say we have an edge from A to BA, and from BA we have a edge to BCA also. But our correct longest chain will be BA to BDA, and then from BDA to BDCA.
Okay.
So returning the size of the connected component, which is our this aka connected component won't do. We have to return the uh, means the longest breadth from A.
Okay. Does it always start from A? Like, why are you always thinking that it will always start from A? It can start from any alphabet,
Yeah,
right?
it can. Yeah, it can start from any alphabet, but when we are uh, applying DFS, then we will apply on each and every one of them, and then we will
Okay.
check.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
For the, I think this approach will work.
Okay. So can
I
you
cannot think of any cases that will fail.
okay, so can you just quickly run through your approach once?
Yeah, I have tried run this example, and yeah, it works.
Okay, so can you just quickly summarize your approach so that I can like we both are on the same page?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, for each element, we are going to make for all the element we are going to make a graph, and then it will be a directed graph.
Okay.
So the edge will be from the predecessor to the successor, which will
Okay.
differ by one. For
Okay.
that, we will require n square time complexity,
Okay. Are you
and
sure
once we have
it will be n square?
n square into the time we require for checking if two strings are predecessor and successor of each other, which will
Yeah.
be the order of maximum length of the string. So we can say n square into m if m is the length of the maximum string in the array.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, once you have made the graph, then we have to apply. Let's say we can apply BFS also and DFS also,
Okay.
but let's say we apply BFS from here for each and every node, unvisited node. We apply a BFS and check what is the maximum extent from which it can go. Means
Okay.
the edge that starts from that particular node that travels the farthest. So that will be our longest chain.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so in this way, BFS takes mm, n v square time as we have. So n nodes we have. So yeah,
You're saying n square, so I'm assuming you're gonna start from. Let's assume you're gonna start from every string. Okay.
yes,
From so if I summarize your approach, you're gonna pick up a string, correct? You pick up a
yes,
string and then you start going across a particular length, saying that okay, this guy is my successor, this guy is my successor. So from every string you might go up till n strings further, correct? So that's
yes.
for n strings you will go across n different guys, right? Now
Yeah,
there might be it's not necessary that there will always be n lengths. There might be more than that because there might be multiple paths. Don't you think that? Because if you're starting from someone, there might be multiple successors, correct?
yeah. But all in all, we are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got your point.
So there will be multiple successes. So what will happen is you're actually not taking one string and you're not following a BFS. You will be going across multiple paths, which will lead to increase in time complexity. Don't you think?
Yeah, so yeah, I
Because
think
for an
we'll have to
example,
use.
like if we take this example, you start with BDA. Let's assume you started with BDA. You end up going from BDA to BDCA, correct? So you're
Yeah,
spending a time over there, and then again you're starting from BA, and then again you're going to BDA, then again you're going to BDCA. So you're again spending a time to go BDA, BDCA. Again, the moment you start from A, you're going from A to BA to BDA to BDCA. So you're repeatedly traversing over the same set of vertices.
yeah, yeah.
I talk about a directed graph that you're thinking of, so that will lead to a
Yes.
lot more time complexity than n square, right?
Yeah, it will lead to, if we make a DFS kind of algorithm, it will lead to exponential time complexity. But
Yeah,
I was just thinking of it that we can see a sub problem, optimal sub problems in here. So from each and every node, if we calculate the maximum longest chain that arises from that node, we can calculate. So it can serve as a sub problem, right? So for if
yes,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. So will you be creating a directed graph? Do you think that?
Uh, so it's dynamic programming that we are talking about here, and
Okay,
yeah, I think we will need to create the directed graph, right?
okay, okay. Like, will you be creating the directed graph, or you'll just be writing the DFS kind of algo?
No, it won't take much time if
Okay.
we create.
Okay, okay, I fair bit of got your approach. So you're basically saying that you're gonna store dynamic programming for every string. That from the string, the maximum length that we can go is so and so. So if someone else comes up again, he doesn't have to traverse it again. Is that what you are
Yeah,
moving into?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. That quite makes sense. So probably we can discuss about the time complexity after you have written the code. So if you're confident enough, you can start writing the code, and then we can think of
Yeah,
if there exists a better solution, just in case.
okay.
So assuming that you're given a vector of strings, or whatever language, if it's Java, you're given an array list of strings. If it's Python, an array of strings.
So yeah, should I just write the function?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just the function will do.
Okay, so let's say we have a void longest chain function which takes in a vector of string. Let's call it array, and I guess that's it. Let's say if um, let's declare our DP here only. Firstly, I think we will make the adjacency list.
Okay. Do
So,
you okay? I'm still uh, I'm still skeptical about the adjacency list, like because you're saying a string will have an edge to another string. So how do you maintain that in an adjacency list?
I won't have strings in the adjacency list. I will just have index. Let's say I have an edge from A to BA. So my adjacency list will say I have an edge from zeroth index to first index.
Okay, okay,
Does that make sense?
okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So should I go forward?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So for every index, uh, I want to traverse. Let's say here. Let's say I call a function. to check if array of I and array of j are predecessor, means is there an edge between them. So if
Okay.
let's simply call it check array of I comma array of j, and if there is an edge between them, I will make a directed edge from I to j. So let's say adjacency of I dot push back j. Uh, I will declare the check function later.
Just a quick
Should I?
question. Just a quick question. If you're doing this, don't you think you will miss out if the array is not sorted? If the array is not sorted, you're saying edge from I to J. What there can be the opposite way where I say there's an edge between J to I. Don't you think that?
If there is an edge between I to j, it means that adding one character into array of I will lead me to array of j. So
Okay.
of course there cannot be an edge between array of j to array of I.
Okay. So what if I give you an array like this? Don't you think you'll miss this? Like if I give you something like array of uh, something like B and then a B, I think you'll miss. You will not form an edge. I don't think you will form an edge where the
Yeah.
answer can be B comma BA for this.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. So we will have to check if array of I is the predecessor of array of j is the predecessor of array of I also.
Yeah.
Uh, we will again, I think, call the same function here. If uh, uh, check array of j comma array of I, and if it's a predecessor, then what I will do is adjacency of j dot push back I. uh, should I write the check function right now, or
No, no, that's okay. That's okay. We can move
this is,
forward
I
to this.
think, our inner for loop, this is our outer for loop.
Okay.
I think this will make our make the graph that we are talking about. Now
Okay.
let us declare the dp vector in dp of n comma minus 1. Let's say, yeah, it is going to be n. Uh, so what dp of I will signify is that dp of I will be minus 1
Okay.
uh, for all the elements in the array, and whenever we visit, we will call the function.
Okay.
Yeah, so here we will have to call. Uh, I think we will have to call for each and every element. Yeah, because there can be many connected components, so we will have to call the function using a for loop.
Okay.
So let's say the function is if dp of I. dp here will also serve as our
Okay.
visited array. If
Okay.
dp of array is not equal to minus 1, then we have to call our dfs function on it, for which we will pass our first we'll pass the index, then we'll pass the array adjacency matrix dp. Yeah, I think we will assign this to dp of I,
Okay.
and at the end, uh, I think our answer will be the maximum element of dp dot begin, dp dot end.
Okay.
So now I will write the DFS function. Uh, it takes the node we are currently searching, then it takes the vector of string, which is our array, then it takes our adjacency matrix, so vector of int adj, then it takes our dp, vector of int and dp. uh, so firstly we will check if dp of I is not equal to -1, then we can directly return the dp of I,
DP of
because
I or
from
DP
here.
of DP of I or DP of node?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I think it's dp of name. Then we'll have to call, let's say, for int child on adjacency of node. Um, we'll first create a res variable here somewhere to store our answer, because our answer will be the maximum of all the answer returned by all of our childs.
Yeah,
So we'll say int res, or else the answer will be one, right? Because it the node itself creates a longation of
right.
length one. So res will equal to max of res comma 1 plus dfs of, let's say, child. Then we have what we have array. Then we have adjacency. Then we have our dp. 1 plus child array adjacency and dp. Yeah, and finally we will return dp of, why do it return? dp of node equals to res.
Okay.
Let me just check it once. If our dp of I is visited, then we just return if res equals to max. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think now the only thing remaining is our check function.
Okay. Yeah, you can write that.
It takes a string A and string B. So we need to check if A is the, means B is the predecessor of A. That is what
Yeah.
we are going to check, because here what we are doing is A of I, adjacency of I dot pushback J. So we have to check if B, A is the predecessor of B. Yeah, so means A has one character less than B. Firstly, we will make, let's say, the frequency array for each one of them. Let's say f1 of 26, comma f2 of 26.
Uh, the the order should also be same, right?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Order,
The order should be same, right?
which order?
Like whenever you're checking, you like what's the use of using frequency?
Okay.
Because frequency you use in questions which could be anagrams, correct? Over here, I want the order to be same. It's just a single insertion that matters to me.
I don't, yeah, yeah, right. So I was thinking a bit complicated. So simply it will be if the length of If means B, A should be a substring of B, as well as the length of B should be just one greater than the length of A.
Substring. Okay. Are you sure it should be a substring?
No, it should be a subsequence actually.
Are you sure it should be a subsequence? Yeah, it should be.
It should be a subsequence. Substring won't do because we can insert it in between
Yeah,
anywhere. So substring won't do. It should be a subsequence. I think if we sort, if we do not want to use frequency array, we can sort them, and then we can compare
I don't think.
element by element.
If you sort them, the order will go off, right? Like something like this is like if I give you a couple of strings, which is DC, and I give you CDA, this is, you will say this as true, but this is not true because it's CD.
Only if word one can be converted to word two by inserting a single string,
Single character.
single character. Mhm. I think we'll just have to we will just use a simple for loop,
Yeah.
and we will just ignore the one error. If we get more than one error or less than one error, then they are not predecessor. There does not exist an edge. Let's say we have BDA and BDCA. So first character BB matches, DD matches. We have A and C. So let's say there is one error, but still we can continue. But next character AA matches. So yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it will be like int I equals to 0 comma j equals to 0, and then while I is less than a dot length and j is less than b dot length. um we'll also create a variable for errors that we have encountered so far. If a of I is not equal to b of j, then we will increment our error. But here only if error goes above 1, we can directly return false here. So if error is greater than 1, we can return false here. And then if they are not equal, both of them are not equal, our pointer of b should still keep on going,
Okay.
should still be incremented. So here we will do j plus plus, else if they are equal, um, it will be I plus plus j plus plus. This is the ending of for loop, and yeah, I think outside the for loop we can return, we can conclude that they are not predecessor of each other.
So where are you returning to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Outside of for loop, we can conclude that they are the predecessor of each other.
Are you sure? I can still see this failing.
Uh, just give me a couple of seconds. I will try run it. we cannot directly return true outside the for loop.
Yes.
We'll have to check uh, one more condition. If the remaining length of the string, let's say, we have to also include error in that because
Okay.
yeah, let's say we do error plus equal a dot length minus I. No, check if A is the predecessor. We will do b of b of length minus j. The remaining characters of b it will add to our error, right?
Okay.
And if error is greater than 1, we will return false. If it is
Okay.
equal to 1, we will return true. So
Still,
basically,
still doesn't work. What if I exceeds or sorry, I is still left out with something. Like the string A is the greater one. There's a lot of other cases that you've missed.
okay, let's see. So here we can base condition itself. We can conclude that if the length of A is greater than length of B, uh, it can never be means they should differ. The length should differ by 1. So here we can check that base condition.
Okay.
So if A dot length plus 1 is not equal to B dot length, then here itself we can return false.
Okay.
So now we are sure that A will be smaller
Okay.
and A
Yeah.
will be just one element smaller than B.
Okay.
And uh,
Now makes sense. Makes sense.
finally, we will have to return error equals to 1. If error is equal to 1, then they differ by 1 and we have true, else it is false.
Yeah.
So I
That
will just
is
check it once. Uh, yeah, I think check function works right now. I am checking the DFS function.
okay.
I think I cannot think of anything for which this code will fail.
Okay. So can we just quickly discuss the time as well as space complexity?
Yeah, so for storing the adjacency list, we are just storing integers, right? So we are not storing the string as it is. We are just storing the indices. So this will take n square approximately.
N square. Okay. Okay. the overall time complexity and space complexity.
I think the space complexity of adjacency list should will also depend on number of edges that we have.
Yeah, kind of like at the worst case, let's assume it's n square. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Yeah. So
So here,
as of now, we're using an extra space of n square. So is there a way that we can get rid of this space complexity? Like I'm okay with the DP space that is big of n, and I'm much more concerned with the adjacency list that you have used, because that is consuming an n square space.
yeah, what we can do to remove that space,
Yeah.
we have to somehow store that one word is a predecessor of another.
Okay.
If not adjacency list, for each word we can have one or more edges going out of it.
Okay.
Mm, So for each and every word, logically, I think we will have to use a vector for it to store the indices of words which are after it.
Okay. But how will you get rid of the adjacency list? That's the question.
Yeah, I can't think of anything less than n square.
Okay.
No, I don't think we can do it in less than n square.
Okay. Okay.
So we have n square time complexity for adjacency list and order of n for DP. Here we are having a nested loop which will again be n square space complexity,
Okay.
uh, time complexity, and then we are
Just
checking this, which will also
that
be
is
linear.
okay. Just a hint. Just a hint.
Yeah,
Whenever you're trying to create the adjacency list, instead of that, if you can call the DFS over here, like you need to think in that direction, so that you can remove that. Let me give you a quick hint. You're creating an adjacency list. Okay, let's
yeah,
assume you're running a DFS where you always know the starting point. Okay, so if you know the starting point, now what you know is what's the predecessor, like what's the previous guy. How can you know? It can be either you remove the first word, the first character, if that guy is present in your entire array, so you can call that DFS. If you remove the second word, Then if the remaining this substring plus that substring is in your array, then you can call another DFS. Like I'll give you an example. What if you do something like this? Assume you have BACD. Okay, this is the word that you're starting from. Okay, so you remove B. If you remove B, what will you have? You'll have ACD.
ACD.
So can you just run a DFS saying, okay, does
Yeah.
ACD exist? And let's assume for the next turn, you'll be like, okay, let's remove A, then it'll be BCD. Does BCD
Yeah.
exist? I'll run DFS. If I remove C,
Yeah. Yeah.
does BAD exist? So can I think in that direction instead of creating a graph? Because creating a graph
Yes.
is an extra work that you like. That's okay. I'm okay with that approach. I was absolutely glad that you can connect graphs to it. But can we think without that extra space?
Yeah, I think yes. As you said, for each word we can remove each and every character one by one and check if that word is the predecessor of our original word, and we can check if that word is present in an array if we put all our array elements into a set.
Yes.
So that will help.
Yeah, that will
So
save
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
space.
yeah, that will so that will bring down our space complexity to linear.
Indeed. Yeah, that's so if you're comfortable, can you just quickly modify your code? We still have a lot of
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yes. Let's say here, another set of so yeah, I've dumped all the array element into the set. Now inside here, wow, we will have to remove this also. So here we will have to check by removing each and every character. So for in J, firstly I will remove the first character, then second. So j equals to 0, j is less than array of I dot length j plus plus yeah. So I have to remove the character at jth index. Let's say text content, which will be array of I dot substring from 0 to length of j plus 0 1 array of I dot substring from j plus 1 till the end. Now I will check if our set contains this word, and if it does, we'll call the, we can say if dp of okay, so my dp requires index here of
So
temp. I
just a
will
quick
have to
question.
make a, yeah.
Just just a quick one. Like you're doing this stuff over here. You're gonna again do this in DFS, don't you think?
In dfs,
Because again it will be a word, then you'll look by removing one. So don't you think?
yeah, yes,
Yeah. So whenever you're writing a code, try to think a bit
yeah,
distant, right? And then start writing.
yes. So I will quickly just remove this one. this one. So if temp is present, let us directly call the DFS. Let's say DP of
Substring j will go off, right? Because see, this is the starting word that you're starting, right? After that, for every word you're going to remove, so you can just think in that direction and code it easily.
this is the starting word. From that, every word we are going to remove. I think firstly, I should write DFS function, then I will get a clear idea of.
Yes, yes, yes.
mm, let's say we have an array. Now we also need to pass a set here. I think it should be a map because for DP array we will need the index. So it should be string comma. Uh, so we have MP of array of I equals to I. So this is a mapping between the string and its index. Now back to the DFS function. Firstly, we will check if it is present in our map. So mp dot find instead of yeah, array of node. If it is not present, um, I will return -1. As we are looking for longest, yeah, I will return -1. It is not present. Now I will check the DP. If DP of MP of array of node is not equal to -1, I will return this. DP of MP of array of node. Yeah. And now here I will check for each and every by removing each and every character. We'll remove this adjacency list. So by removing each and every character, so the loop that I wrote, the main int j equals to 0, j is less than array of node of length j plus plus um, j is less than um, array of node of substring from 0 till j plus array of node of substring from j plus 1 till n. So if it is present, then we have to call our DFS. Mm, Here we'll make the rest as we made earlier, and here rest equals to max of rest comma 1 plus DFS. Now we are looking at, I have to pass the index np of temp array dp map. DP, the map from the, I think we have array DP map return DP of node H4s. If we don't find it, we return -1. If we find it in the DP, we return the value in the DP. We check for each and every node by removing one character. If it is present, we call the DFS on it.
That makes sense. I think makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
That makes sense. Cool, man. I think we are pretty much done with this interview. So just a quick heads up. I was impressed with a couple of things. The first one is the way you thought of this to be a graph problem and you related your graph skills to it. That was something which was good enough. And the other thing that I'll tell you is like you created an unordered map of string of IT, right? Like in this DFS that you wrote. So you don't need any DP extra. You can just use this itself only as a DP because a string is integer. So you can say DP of string only, right? If you carefully
yeah,
like, do you need an index? A DP of string will do, right? That is pretty straightforward. The other thing that you could have done is definitely something as ठीक है map लग दिया है but yeah it could have been cleaner but then it's an interview so it's absolutely okay but as feedbacks I think the code quality is very good speed is also very very good while you write codes I was very impressed with the speed that you were writing code quality again very good one thing that I did find annoying and you can improve on is the carrying of so many of parameters so generally when you have so much of parameters try to create a class and then write those functions inside then and have all these parameters as member functions so that those are
okay,
not global variables got it have a private member function something like this you could have done so that because carrying so much parameters is not an ideal practice like you can just keep something like this okay and then you can give private and then you can write all these parameters that you are taking these are not global variables this becomes member functions okay if you just write
yeah,
under the that's a good practice to do if like just in this case I saw there are a lot of parameters you're carrying if it's
yeah,
1 2 it's okay but don't carry so much of parameters it's not a good practice in interviews and the other thing is that other thing is if you're giving an interview instead of MP and all these try to have relevant names like as I saw one of the names that you took was I'll show you over here unordered map of MP so instead of MP try to take a relevant name okay because so that it is something which is much more sensible okay something like N instead of N you could have taken length see it's okay
length,
whenever you are doing in lead code it is good enough but maybe it might happen you're giving an interview and there are like the interviewer is not able to decide whether he should hire you or he should give you a rejection so like whenever it's 50-50 on those fronts these kind of stuffs tends to help you to get qualified but yeah if you have done very well then these things do not matter but whenever there is a case like okay you made it 50-50 then these smaller things are what people will see and then they probably will sail you through okay apart
yes,
from there, by the way, everyone should give a OP in the chat because Yash has come up on the live and he did not know the question. So to come up with an unknown question, I'll share Yash wonderful story. I had one guy whom I have fixed for this interview, and that guy suddenly called up and said, "I cannot go live. It's so scary." So, and that is when I gave your number to the team and they reached out to you but like I think you were reached out at 6 o'clock if I'm not wrong right 6 o'clock
yeah, 6:30.
yeah I think I actually fixed a guy right in the afternoon and suddenly he comes up and says no I cannot so yeah it's open the chat man because it takes a lots of guts to come over and express your answer, code it. So yeah, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you land up in a much like I do expect you to land up in a very very good company, and I will definitely be hoping to see you land up, because I do see a lot of potential. And trust me, I'm not just saying because you came up. I generally don't say until and unless I don't see. So I see a lot of potential. So keep practicing, and I hope you should be in a very very good state, a very very good company, or a very very good position very soon. So all the best, Yash. Keep rocking, man. Cool, man. Any
Thank you.
questions
Thank you.
you want to ask me? Any questions from your side?
No, no, I guess I'm.
I think none. Okay, cool, man. Okay, guys. So that was it for today. I think we will be ending up this interview. Just in case, if you're also willing to come up to the interview, just make sure that if you're willing to come up in the interview, just make sure. I do shout this out on Saturdays on my Telegram group, where I say if you're willing to come up, you can shout me an email. So yeah, you can stay active on Saturdays on my Telegram group, just in case you want a chance to appear for mock interviews. It's absolutely free. I don't charge anything. So yeah, you get a chance for mock interviews for free, and the questions would not be known to you. So yeah, with this, I'll be wrapping up this video, guys. Just make sure you like the stream so that we can have 100 likes. And if you're new to this channel, do consider subscribing. And with this, bye bye, take care, good night. कल इंडिया पाकिस्तान है, तो कल स्ट्रीम नहीं होने वाला. कल हम भी देखते हैं इंडिया पाकिस्तान, आप भी देखो. होपफुली इंडिया जीत जाए. So yeah, bye bye, good night.